Happy Tuesday and welcome to the Wolff Den live on location at the bowl season annual meetings here in sunny Orlando. Waiting for Hunter Moffatt of Trophecase to arrive, having some technical difficulties. So hoping we can get that straightened out and get him on the Wolff Den. How's everybody's week going? If you're listening in, let us know where you're tuning in from and what you're up to this week. Excited for the bowl season meetings. We were a big part of it last year in Arizona. This is the ultimate meeting. Nick Carparelli doing a great job with bowl season.
Matt.
And here we go. How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Doing good. So we're live here. I had to start it because there was technical difficulties, but great to have you here. For the people in the audience, just give a quick introduction of who you are, and then we'll get into everything.
All right. Yeah, sounds great. We'll jump right into it here. Thanks for having me on. Hunter Moffatt, founder and CEO of Trophecase.
And what is Trophecase?
Let's see. Sorry, I apologize. 1 second.
It's all right.
I get my video up here at some point, but I'll just go on with it now. Does it make sense for me to get on the video?
You can if you want to, or not. Either way.
All right, I'll just go right into it. And I'm sorry, what did you ask?
Yeah, just curious what Trophecase is.
Yeah, definitely. So Trophecase itself is actually digital collectibles for every athlete to share and monetize their sports brand and sports evolution. So,
and this, I mean, you say every athlete. I mean, we're talking about right from the start. There's a lot of young athletes who are taking advantage of Trophecase, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So, and to give you some more details on that, that was obviously pretty high level, but we look at it from the aspect of, allowing them the opportunity to really, centralize their sports career and resume in the digital world. So they can put their player info, their stats, their highlights, their multimedia, their top links and accolades, and then in addition to that, kind of put all their social media handles in one spot. So, really centralizing their player, world, regardless of what level that they're at. We definitely have a lot of the amateur athletes being youth and high school athletes that are on board. And where that goes into really the digitalization and tracking this over time. So the ability to grow over time, whether it's, sharing with their family, their friends, their scouts, schools, recruiters, having their sports, resume and in place, easy for them to store and share their sports evolution. And then, with some recent, changes in the industry, which I'm sure you're aware of, is the name, image, likeness, and the NFTs. We have some options around that too, where they could, essentially mint their own NFTs in a matter of seconds from their Trophecase profile. So it's very exciting.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on with the athlete and marketing and branding, NIL, NFTs. Just trying to get more visibility once you become an athlete, but also trying to find the platform to raise your brand and get some visibility for your brand. How did Trophecase come to be?
Definitely, yeah. There's a lot of acronyms out there now, from NFTs to nil to there's another thing called NFCs, which is like a tapless technology card. Yeah. So the world is is ever changing, but to answer your question directly of kind of how Trophecase started and where it's at now is our focus is on the individual athlete themselves. And giving them the ability to share, monetize their brand, and really connect with those that they want to, which those reasons may vary. And that's really how it started. Myself, I played multiple sports growing up, and I'm 34 right now. So just to give you guys a little bit of a perspective, I've been out of the sports, competitive sports world for a little bit, but there was a point in high school where I was playing three sports. I played football. I was quarterback and free safety. Also did the field goal kicking because I played soccer growing up. I played basketball, where there's a point where I could dunk a basketball. Mostly use basketball for conditioning for baseball. And baseball, I was shortstop and I pitched. I was throwing in the low 90s, and from there, I was fortunate enough to receive some scholarship offers and interest from several colleges in the Northeast, and I played Division 1 baseball and football at UAlbany in upstate New York, and then I transferred to a junior college because there was no such thing as a transfer portal in 2006 to 8, and then I finished up playing D2 baseball only at the University of Bridgeport in Connecticut. So, given I guess if I wanted to mix in there to be transparent, as I had an arm injury going from high school to college, which did take some velocity off the fastball and some obstacles along the way. I was fortunate enough to receive a scholarship for all 4 years that I played sports in college, but there were some challenges along the way with some injuries. But after, and just give you a brief overview, I spent some time in the business world, at AT&T, various sales and marketing companies, and then I spent about 5 years in management consulting, working with Fortune 100 to 500 companies. But the true vision of Trophecase, and to get back to where we're at today, is I was honestly just sitting on social media. I was on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and kind of saw everything that was going on with posts of videos and pictures and dogs, food, cars, your children. And then I was on LinkedIn where I was building my career and, kind of, looking at options for what the next step would be. And I was like, why isn't there anything better for an athlete? To really, and where our focus is today, that showcases the individual athlete, tracks their long-term perspective, and does it in a with a good technology and fun way that they can easily share with their friends and family. So that's our goal. Our goal is to provide as much value to the individual athlete, and be able to help them out utilizing other platforms or apps that they're on, but really just centralizing their career, and then with the ability to monetize it at the time is right for certain athletes, and further their exposure, recruiting, and their needs. So I know you did ask the question of, for every athlete, that's something that, we do want to make, this your really universal approach to, for all ages, levels, and sports, amateurs to pros, from baseball, football, and basketball to, whether it's, cricket, volleyball, horse riding, whatever it may be, because there are many, communities that, from our research are just really, unrepresented, with a way to, number one, capture their information and then be able to easily share it with their community and others of interest. So we're excited for the future ahead, and I'll get into NFTs if you ask about that, because that could go a little bit longer.
Yeah, no, I get it. A good friend of ours, brother-in-law, played basketball at Bridgeport back in the. He's old. He must have been in the 90s when he played there, so I'm familiar with that school. Think about what NIL and Trophecase would have meant to you as an athlete, being at a smaller school, and there's some smaller schools that are getting deals, right? But what would that have meant to you and some of the people that you played with, if it was a thing back in the day?
Yeah, it's something we talk about, and obviously I think about, because from the transfer portal to NIL to NFTs, quite frankly didn't exist. And not to date myself any further, but there was a point where I guess YouTube was just coming out, and I was debating on the point of making videos of myself kicking a field goal on a VHS tape, or using a recorded camera to send or put it on YouTube. And it was just so I guess there's a lot of opportunities now that didn't exist, and I think they're all great, right? Giving the ability for the smaller schools, and that's why we also generalize it as every athlete. I think if there is the ability that every athlete can be sponsored in some way, whether it is getting some type of sponsorship or payment at any level, then we just need to give them the opportunity to do so and that exposure. I think it's great. I mean, I think, what I've seen over the last, year, almost coming up in a year since it's been released, is almost as what's, what most would expect, is that they go after the huge conferences and the top 100 athletes of the top sports, which is what's happening out there. I think there's a lot of opportunity for other athletes to really be a part of their local, regional, and their community. And then also for them to receive sponsorships and be a part of brands. And you see a lot of great things out there too. Some of these nil sponsorships are, donating it back to causes or things that they believe in, as be a part of some brand. So,
are you bringing brands? I mean, if I sign up for Trophecase, I'm an athlete. I sign up for it. What happens next?
Yeah, so right now, we are at the point where the athlete could really just build out their profile and customize it, to their preferences, and be able to easily share it with their friends and their family. As far as what we can do from the sponsorship side, is we are rolling out more features and matchmaking, but there will be the ability for us to connect these athletes to sponsors, to brands, in the near future, and actually have these these placements within their digital cards and profiles. In addition to that, really what we're at right now too is with from the branding perspective, what we call sports affiliates. So that could be leagues, teams, and organizations, and schools. They have the ability to put their branding directly on the card. So that's not anything that they would be sponsored or paid for, but it's something where we could add that branding to their trophy case. So.
Now, with Trophecase, there's a lot of companies out there who are getting in the NIL space and helping the athletes either connect with brands, or can an athlete be on a number of different pro platforms to try and maximize their revenue and visibility?
Yeah, I mean, that's really what we're seeing right now from the athletes and, some of the nil athletes that we have involved. One, for example, Joe Girard at Syracuse. They have several, kind of opportunities, approaching, these athletes. Some have more than others, and, they are just kind of looking at ways to choose, which partnerships or opportunities they want to be a part of and be involved with. The thing that we have noticed is, the athletes are taking this seriously, which is good. So they're in the position where they can choose, and they want to be associated with the brand that makes sense for them. And then I guess the total flip side of what you're asking too is there's ones that kind of want opportunities, and there are a few platforms out there that can help. And we look to be one of those platforms as well too, to bring them more opportunities.
Yeah, with regards to Trophecase, or really any of these, it's a lot of it's a matter of who you are or who you know, as we see in the NIL world. But obviously, some platforms are helping get more visibility. What's the big get for Trophecase as to why they should come to you guys instead of what else is out there?
Yeah. As far as Trophecase and the way that we're looking to position ourselves in this space, and our differentiators would be, we actually have partnerships that we're working on with various brands and sports affiliates. So our whole goal is to if you're a part of the Trophecase network, is to create more opportunities for you. We consider these partners and brands to be more value chain partners, as far as if a basketball player or a volleyball player, is interested in, certain branding or sponsorship or opportunities, is to connect them. So, the biggest thing would be, to be a part, get started, and also our product and vehicle, allows for, kind of that easy connection between brands and sponsors as well. Not saying you have to go, create some, there are other opportunities that could happen, I guess outside of Trophecase, which, we'd be happy to, start that relationship for. But there are many of things that could be done, just within Trophecase and, in the card and the pictures and videos that are evolving, with the platform itself. So it's a great spot to start and build the career. So
What's the sweet spot for the athlete? Is it high school? Is it college? Is it before high school? And just kind of like if you're maybe playing in travel ball, do you have a sweet spot for the athlete of what you guys are seeing joining Trophecase so far?
it's really a good mixture right now. So I would definitely say amateur athletes, but it's that the mixture of youth is almost outpacing the high school, but right now. So that's really where we're at.
Yeah.
So
And
it's a good
let's
mixture of both, and there's a lot of excitement too around kind of the club sports and AAU. So um,
what do you the feedback that you're getting is the feature that they like best about Trophecase? Is something standing out more than others?
I mean, it's actually, just truly amazing to see, kind of the value of them, just putting all of their information in one place, and the easy ability to do that and then to share it with whoever they want to, or even share it back on social media for other people to see. The feedback that we're getting is, they, they want more, so it's great. It gives us some, direction of what they need. They want more pictures, more videos, kind of more cards and more features. So, that's exciting. And, we want to get the feedback, from the athletes and see how we could help them and bring the value to them.
Yeah, I want to dive into NFTs a little bit here. That's obviously something that you guys have offered, and it's the big buzzword out there with athletes. Everyone's jumping to to be a part of the NFTs. From my point of view, and this is just my point of view, an NFT just to be an NFT, I'm not sure what the value is there. There has to be some type of utility there, or if you're one of the big organizations that can afford to sell something in demand that's worth a lot of money, where people are going to double their money on it. So what type of NFTs are you guys looking to offer for the athletes and giving to their fans and the community that they're a part of?
Yeah, so with the foundation that we have right now, I guess we'll start with that. The NFT space is new, and we're looking to keep it, as simple as possible for them to create it, number one. So that can be done if you have a Trophecase profile and, you build your card out, add your pictures and videos in there. You can literally mint your NFT on the blockchain. Um, in seconds, and you could do that multiple times a day or multiple points within your career. So giving them the ability to mint NFTs and capture that snapshot in their career is really step one, and that's what's out there right now. We are evolving that, and um, and before I get into that, I mean, the value, of that is that, it's the digital ownership of their NFT. It's at a milestone or, snapshot of their career that they can collect for themselves and have the ability to monetize it if they want to. So, and that would be, right now everything is on OpenSea for our collection, and we're bringing more of those in house just to make it, easier for the athletes and the families that are involved. We also, have the ability of Stripe and credit card. which doesn't, the only thing that they would need is a free, wallet address, which there's many options out there. So that once the NFT is minted, it goes into their wallet and they have it. We also have on our side of the site, which is their collection, which, keeps it in one place as well too. So they could always, take a look at that and see what's going on from their personal collection. Where do we plan to go with NFTs? We have a great, foundation right now. And I could talk about, I guess, two, directions that we're going. We are going to, I guess, number one, have some utilities and access that's around the NFTs that provides more value on our platform for those that, number one, create a trophy case and mint an NFT. And then there'll be some other things that are releasing soon around access, which will include, our partners and, trophy case branded opportunities that we can provide more value to athletes for. And I guess just at a high level, whether that's certain events, partnership incentives, other NFTs and collections, and how that, actually rolls into the second part, which would be our collections side. So we're going to have a mixture of collections that are, through us and other partners that are going to be releasing, over the next 90 days and up until September of, later in 2022 here. But it's a way for them to, for the athletes on our platform to be featured in NFTs collections and other, monetization and nil opportunities that go with those.
How do you decide what NFT you want? I mean, there's so many companies out there, some that have been pretty prominent in the athlete space and NIL. Is that a partnership that you guys do? Or are you still looking for more? Is that pretty well set on your NFT platform?
Yeah, so from the collection standpoint, there will be more, announcements, but I mean, the way that we look at it as far as the collections themselves, we're willing to continue to form partnerships, and that, makes, really brings value to, to the athletes, to us, and to the partnerships. So doing those in collaboration, seeing as our, the blockchain and the production of that on our side is at a great point. So we look forward to, being able to add some more, customization around whether it's utilities and or, designs and ways that the NFTs want to look, moving forward and making it easy to get to the customer and those that are interested.
The people that are using Trophecase right now, is there a sport that's dominating? Is football a sport that's been dominating the athletes, or is it evenly split? What are you guys seeing?
Yeah. So the athletes that are on right now, it's kind of gravitated to baseball, football, and basketball.
Okay.
And as I described earlier, we want to make sure that it's known that this platform is something that is available to all men and women's sports, and all ages, levels, and sports that are out there. So yeah, right now it's predominantly amateur baseball, football, and basketball. And we are, working on some partnerships with other athletes and, men and women's sports that are out there. So it is open. We could, we actually have some partnership information on our website that pertain to, and even contacting us about collections and sports and branding and partnerships. So, all of that.
What about male and female? Obviously, you're open to all of it. Is it an even split? Is there more men on this, males on this platform so far?
Right now, there's more men than women on the platform.
Yeah. It's I wonder why is that? Do you have any indication on why that is?
I do not. It's we are, just, spreading really, by word of mouth and through our partnerships. And, that's just where we're at right now. I mean, we look to provide, value to the men and women's sports. And,
Yeah, I
we
think
will.
it's a great option for both men and male and female sports, and I'd be curious. I think even on the younger side, to when you have equal opportunity to join and start a profile like this, there's no real roadblock to joining it, right? It doesn't matter if you're a 10-year-old playing in travel soccer, or if you're in high school or college playing under scholarship. It's a good opportunity to just create something that's first of all, it's cool, right? I mean, that's what all the kids talking about. The colleges, like, what are the recruiting pitches? What uniforms are we wearing? What do we, what do we have that the kids think are cool, which is going to want us to want to join it? So something like Trophecase, it's just a cool type of a program. That should be the first. That's one of the things that people are thinking of. Let me do something. Oh, this, I heard about this. This is pretty cool, especially from a younger. When you're talking about younger, maybe not having the monetary implications yet, or even they don't even know if it's something they want to play, down the road. So I think you'll get as you guys scale. I think you'll start to get more female and more people doing the younger, maybe just doing some travel ball.
Yeah, no, thank you for that. And that's our we look at the amateur sports market where there's boys and girls playing multiple sports, right? So starting this at really and providing the value at the youngest age possible will allow them to really kind of grow their career. And as we evolve and add more to the Trophecase itself, we really see it as a place where bringing a positive social impact for athletes, and and accountability, the measures, tracking their progression, and really something that can help them evolve their sports career and uh, personal brand and individual as well. So
Yeah, there's I forget how old he is. He's maybe 8 years old. He's got some crazy following on Instagram. He's got like a 12 pack. He's fast as heck. Plays football, but now he plays track, running track. It's crazy to see the young athletes and how good they are, and to give them a platform like this to get started is, you got to start somewhere, right? And so I think just putting yourself out there and putting together a profile, especially when it's available, right? It's a free service to the athletes.
yes, it is. Yeah, it's free for athletes to join, and then we also have free partnerships for our sports affiliates as well too. So
And when did you guys launch?
we launched last August.
How close are you to getting, like, to the first level that you guys are wanting to be at?
Yeah, we have a lot of we're at a great point right now, and we're looking at this uh, into the future with a lot of exciting things that are happening. We definitely plan on evolving the platform and the application side of it as well over the coming months, and getting more and more athletes, influencers, some professional athletes, and excuse me, and partnerships involved. So
It's a
moving
good
it as
it's a good
fast as we can.
it's a good spot to be young and growing and scaling with NIL and NFTs, because frankly those markets are not well defined yet. NIL doesn't know what it's going to be. It's not. I would argue that that's not where it's going to be a year from now, or 2 to 5 years from now, and same with the NFT market. So being able to be flexible and grow, not be, let's say, established with a program and now you got to start a whole new program. I think there's value to that.
Yes, I agree, and we've moved into both spaces, right? The nil space and the NFT space, which we see that they complement our really our core foundation and value in the digital trophy case. Um, and we just want to make sure that we move in the right direction, obviously, for the value of our athletes, and take it one step at a time. And we have a strong foundation to grow in both of those spaces, so we're excited.
the if I create a profile and I'm a multi-sport athlete, do I create one for basketball and one for football, or is it one profile that'll highlight both? What are people using it? How are people
Yeah,
using
so right now everything is in one profile that handles, all the sports and multi-sports. There are some interesting things that we're doing and looking at right now from a multi-card perspective per athlete. But we also see how the NFT doesn't, complete that in real time, but the NFT provides, let's just use an example. If you're playing, basketball and primarily updating, your basketball highlights and stats of that card for that season. You can have multiple NFTs that are produced around that, which will essentially be your collection, and then you evolve, let's say, into baseball season, and then summer sports. The NFT, in itself is that digital ownership and timestamp. But I think we are going to, there is a lot of interest around, like, I guess, multiple live cards, which brings in an interesting factor too. So, um,
Yeah, we love the live cards and the physical stuff here at Ticket Time Machine. So happy to discuss how we can help bridge the gap between the digital and the physical. The
yeah. Any thoughts on that, and then what you do?
Yeah, I mean, we've added digital experiences to our physical product, whether it's UGC or video response type stuff, push notifications, and the ease of being able to change content and share with people. And then having a community could be a limited edition. Maybe you're if you're a member of team whoever, team athlete A. There's definitely, I think, some stuff. People want to have something physical, and the digital is, there's a lot of value to the digital side too. So we're always looking to figure out how to bridge the two. We've got some good partners on that front, but always looking for other opportunities. And then I think as you guys grow, there's probably opportunity for gamification, in season type interactivity and in game type interactivity. Depending, I know there's stuff, my friend's watching his son's baseball and travel baseball on his phone, and it's the coverage of all these sports and is insane. Stats and these are people who obviously the better you are, there's different organizations that track that, but even on a lower level, just being able to follow and as a fan, as a family member, right, the people who want to root you on, your friends, I think this type of opportunity to follow the journey of the athlete is it's awesome. I mean, I played. I would wish I would have had all this stuff when I was playing. I didn't even play at a high level. I played at in high school,
Hmm.
but still it was cool. Our friends came in. They made signs. They wore our jersey in the stands, and we had some pretty loyal fans
Yep.
who came to the games and wanted to root us on. So if you give them additional opportunity to be a fan, I think it's awesome because not everyone gets to get to that higher level, right? You could be a player who's pretty
Yes.
good in what they do, and they don't get to be a higher level, but that's a great experience for them playing little league and AAU and travel ball, and even to some extent you have in college intramurals. There's some pretty high
Yep.
level intramurals games going on.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's great, and I definitely agree with that. And that's really goes back to one of the reasons why Trophecase was started. But as far as the whole fan engagement and community for that individual athlete, we know that ESPN has really even a small percentage of those athletes that that exist in the world. We know all the weird statistics here, but there actually are over 2 billion athletes that ages 6 to 55 plus that are playing. So and some of the top platforms, or like I said, ESPN, showcases the 1% of the 1% on a on a daily basis. So we're really looking to provide, and as you're describing, um, you know, any athlete at the youth, high school, college level that, just wants to be able to engage with, with their fans and their communities easily and in a cool way. And I think I like what you said too about that, the whole digital and physical world. We do actually have we do have some products as well, which would be a physical card pack, kind of reinventing that a little bit, and also giving every athlete, that ability. So I guess if you think of like a Topps trading card, but the digital trophy case that the athlete has can be um, produced into the individual or even team packs of a physical card that has a QR code on the back that takes it directly to their digital profile. So connecting their digital presence with the real world, and it's just more of a promo item that we have as well.
Yeah, we have. I think a time machine. I actually have a baseball card, business card. It's and people love it. They love
Yeah,
to have their little trading card. It's again just keep using the word cool, but that's what sells and that's what attracts people to something. And they see other
yeah,
people using it and they think it's a cool idea or a cool product to have, and they want one of their own. So I assume word of mouth is going to be a huge way, like you said, to generate the interest for this. What does Trophecase need right now to get to the next level? What are you guys looking for?
yeah. I mean, we actually have a hashtag as far as every athlete. To be honest, we're looking just to get athletes on the platform and get their feedback. So it's free, as we discussed. Go on there, create your trophy case, and we'd love for the opportunity for you or for athletes to create those and share it back on their socials. Make an awesome profile that you like. Go back, change it, update it for your sports and your accolades and accomplishments. And really, the thing that we need is we just want to hear the feedbacks from the athletes and how we can help them grow their career. So we're
Yeah,
excited for that.
you guys are changing, you're evolving, obviously, with the landscape of athletics and everything that's going on. If I sign up today as an athlete, how much different is my profile going to look a year from now on the roadmap? I mean, how significant is your roadmap as far as changes to the athlete experience, or is it going to remain the same? And then there's some additional features and benefits that'll just come with whatever it looks like now.
Yeah, I definitely have a vision of what it would look like in 12 months, but I'm definitely going to tell you at the same time, I have no idea.
Yeah,
We want that to be created, by the athlete and, the feedback that we're getting. One of the the most challenging and, I guess fun parts of what I have at Trophecase is, there's really a ton of ideas and this could go in a million directions. The one thing that I'll tell you that, will be here, I guess a year from now is, it'll have the trophy case foundation that's focused on the individual athlete, right? So keeping them in mind as the core, and their kind of sports resume is going to be the foundation that they can grow. We're definitely excited to add some more features and more value of not exactly sure of what that's going to be, but it's a year from now, it's going to be able to have more of those more improvements and enhancements that we're excited for.
yeah,
So
and it's
whether
okay
that's
not to know.
it
I think
seems like it's going to be more of what we have now in a better way.
yeah, I think the experts in a lot of these industries and areas don't know. So I think that's fine as long as you can adapt and adjust and be flexible and grow with the new laws and rules and regulations, which there's going to have to be. So a lot of this stuff as it sits today is going to be changed just because there's a need for more, regulation on the NIL and the NFTs. I think it's the people who say they have a really good grasp on it. I think they're lying to us, and they're probably lying to themselves a little bit. So
Yeah, no, and that's I agree with that. And the nil and the NFT is just kind of like the wild wild west right now. And Gary Vee actually said he goes, I look at NFTs and who knows, they might not even be called NFTs in 5 years, but so we try to draw out kind of the core value that we have in the foundation. Because Gary Vee also said, it's kind of like the internet boom of, the early 2000s, and 98% of the companies don't exist.
Yeah.
So what we're doing, and from the team and the company and the products that we have is, our goal is to be here long term. Just as a value we're providing for the athletes. So we're doing, we just want to move in the right direction. And looking at a year from now and 5 years from now. So taking it one step at a time and making sure that we can do that, for the athletes, the families, and the partners that are involved. So
Yeah. Well,
we are excited.
if Gary Vee comes across this episode, I'd love to have him on the Wolff Den and talk to him about NFTs. I think I have a lot of different opinions than he has, but he's certainly doing well with it, and he's built a community. We'll see what happens with that. My feeling is the NFTs that Gary Vee is doing is, he was in early, he's influential, he's able to sell $10,000 NFTs that people want, and so they buy it for more. So I think he's in the smaller percent of what NFTs are going to be like a year from now or whenever it is. So we'll see what happens with that. But I think, being able to have a platform that it's not just NFTs, like what you guys are doing. You have NFTs, there's digital interaction, there's sponsorship, there's a lot to the platform, and not having to just rest on one aspect of it, because as you said, who knows what that's going to look like. So being able to be a one-stop shop to kind of go somewhere and build your brand, I think is going to be very valuable to the athletes. Just my feeling is, and what's going on in the industry.
Yeah, thank you for that. And that's we try to keep it pretty simple as possible, but I think that's really where our core is. The digital collectibles that for every athlete that they can share and store their brand. So
there's an NIL summit coming this summer. Have you heard of it? I think it's run by Influencer. I know there's a few bigger companies, Open Doors. Some of them are getting involved in that. It should be a lot of athletes there looking for somewhere to grow their brand. So if you haven't heard of it yet, definitely look into it and maybe see how you guys can get involved.
Yeah, thank you for that. We'll definitely take a look, keeping our eyes on some events and everything that's going on in all spaces, and we're looking to be as many as we can. So
what type of growth are you looking at as far as athletes in the next year? Do you think, what type of growth do you think you can get? Do you have projections or ideas on what you're looking for?
Yeah, I mean, there's no from a company standpoint, our goal is to be at 1 million athletes by definitely by this point next year. That's actually by 2023, which is a small percentage of really the 40 million amateur athletes that are out there. So it's definitely achievable.
Still a big number, though.
Yeah, no, it is. There are definitely steps and milestones, within that. So
you got to celebrate those milestones too.
Yeah, no, it's not. You just can't look at that. Had many different steps and milestones to get there. But I think that is that's definitely a hard goal, and where we know we could be at as well.
We talk about word of mouth and how people find out. Is there a platform that you guys use to spread the word or have the word of mouth that people are sharing that's been powerful for you so far?
I think we're in the same boat as pretty much everyone, and every athlete is. There's a ton of platforms out there, right? That are great at what they do, and different platforms do different things. So we're mostly on right now Instagram, TikTok, There's some things on Snapchat as well. So really, we're where our athletes and our audience is.
Yeah.
Uh, so and evolving with that. So, but yeah, you could follow us on Facebook, Instagram, uh, Snapchat, and TikTok.
And they can just go right to the website and fill out a profile and get going. How long does it take to fill out a profile?
Yeah, so I mean, you can create your base trophy case in really less than 5 minutes. If you want to spend a half hour and really build it out, add in some stats, some of your sites, your schedules, there's a few updates coming out over the next couple of weeks that really just add some more details to the profiles. But still, you're looking at 5 minutes to get started at the most. And from there you can mint your NFT. Literally it's pushing the mint NFT button at that point. You can change some designs, customize your themes and colors, and what we're calling now is kind of like the card templates. So very, very intuitive, and we're happy to help here on our team. If there's any questions, we get some DMs and emails and feedback all the time. But overall, very positive. And the other side of it, from the partnership side, whether, let's just say you're a school, a team, an organization, that, we could, get that going from whether it's 100 to thousands of, athletes or teams and coaches that are involved. The other side of that too is, just to add more, what we call, a sports affiliate. Would be really anyone that's not the individual athlete. So whether it's coaches, scouts, agents, brands, companies, they have the ability to really kind of utilize Trophecase in their own way, which can provide value to them by showcasing their accolades and helping build their brand and credibility, along with aggregating their socials as well. So we got to get Ticket Time Machine on there.
Yeah,
And
I think I might have started. I don't remember. I feel like I did sign in. I definitely sent it to my guy Keegan Brown, who's a 14-year-old moto racer, to put up a profile. So hopefully he did. He's doing some big things, and
yeah, that's great.
Got some other athletes that I've sent them the information to hopefully build a profile on there. Some high school baseball players that are going somewhere. So you just never know.
Yeah.
But it would be fun. They're playing some high level ball, traveling around the U.S. for tournaments, and it'd be cool to have them and their teammates, sign up for it. So we'll definitely.
That's great. Really appreciate that.
Again.
Yeah, and we're excited to see. I know there was a question a little bit earlier too, like, what's kind of been gravitating towards this, and it's, baseball, football, and basketball. But, that's the thing that, truly the cards and the trophy cases are, amazing of what the athletes are creating with their highlight videos, their pictures. And, there was often a time where they're like, oh, are we going to, on ourself on Trophecase, try to create or customize these like on our own? And that's, from a time and capacity standpoint, I don't think you would ever get to 1 million trophy cases from that. But really what these athletes and the value we're already bringing to them, it's just truly amazing to see, and what they're creating with it. So we look at it as, we're going to provide them as many tools to make it easier and intuitive for them to do it, and give them the ability to build their brand, and build exposure in the areas that they need, and make it cool and let them have fun with it. That's all we could do.
Is there a sport that an athlete has signed on that surprised you to see so far?
There has been more, I guess, calls from that perspective, which we're open to. There's actually drone racing now, which is gaining
huge,
some
right?
actually professional opportunities. Esports is huge. There's a handful of esports athletes on there that also play other sports as well too. So going into that multi-sport realm. So we definitely bring value to that industry, which can be grouped into the NFTs and nil space at times, just because esports, it's kind of like the wild wild west.
Yeah.
But it has been growing, over the recent years and having more structure to it. But we're excited, to provide value in that, and whether they want to add it as their third party app and have their cards spinning around on Twitch. There's a lot of cool things and directions we could go.
Yep. I
No real
agree.
surprises yet, so that's that could also be a
Yeah.
good thing. We'll leave it
Yeah.
at that.
Well, you'll see some. It's always good to get anyone from any sport, right? I mean, just
Yeah.
because there's sports out there like cricket, like you mentioned earlier. There's millions of players playing cricket, and they might want to take advantage of something like this. We always like to talk about the Mount Rushmore of whatever it is that you're doing. If you had a Mount Rushmore of athletes that you would love to have for Trophecase, or it could be maybe it's athletes that were in the past that you would have loved to have. Give me 4 athletes that would be ideal. Your dream partners, athletes, people that would sign up.
Yeah. So I think just I guess
If you
going
can't name
back
a
to
current, you can name people from the past. That's fine too.
No, that's fine, because it's actually going to be a mixture of both, right?
Yeah.
Because I'd love to see, like, Michael Jordan, right? Because I think you even said it. It's something you wish you had,
Yeah.
right? So get something on there like Michael Jordan to like really, capture his career, and then I think of actually one of our stakeholders of the company, Ron Jaworski, who was an NFL quarterback. He
Yeah.
had the comment of, this is something I wish I had, that he can show, that he would be able to share with, his grandkids, right? Show all of his accolades easily, and, show it, send them a link nowadays and be like, hey, you can check out all my clips and, his career and different points, without it. And if he had an NFT collection, right? So it kind of, I think the athletes that we all know, kind of wish they had this at the same time, because it's hard for anyone to do, whether you're active or a past athlete, and that was part of why this was created, just to have that ease of access. And whether you refer to it as like a Google Dropbox or something, there's a ton of analogies that you can come up with. And other athletes, there's I think of Derek Jeter. I'm a Yankees fan here in New York. It'd be great to see his kind of trophy case and what that would be. And we could all kind of think about those top highlights or accolades or moments that would be in there, or even stored as an NFT. And then some of the athletes that are out there, it'd be great to see really some of the top emerging high school and college athletes that are out
Yeah. Is Trophecase built for people to maintain their profile after they're done playing, or is it mainly just once your career is over, that might be it?
there. The call came in, and I don't know if that ran over to you.
I was asking if Trophecase is built for after my career ends. I have a profile. Let's say I play in college, and now my career is done. I moved on. What's the use for that profile? Is it meant to continue on, or is that it?
I did. Let's see. Yeah, so that's that actually goes back to where are we going to be at a year from now.
Right.
We truly see Trophecase as there's many of paths that an athlete that can take, right? Youth, high school, college, professional, Hall of Fame. Who knows what happens after that, right?
Yeah.
That's the one that everyone, and I think that's a great reason for someone to be a part of Trophecase. And the day that we have someone on Trophecase that wins the Super Bowl, or wins a marathon or something like that, those are all the stories that we're excited about. But it could also be, I look at it, even from someone like myself who played in college, and then I still play. I play golf. I'm in a golf league. I'm continuing my sports career, and that's going to look different for everyone, right? What that path is going to be, but it still can bring value in different ways. And whether it's personal fitness, weightlifting, CrossFit, things that, we don't really know. It could go in many different directions. I could get into coaching, and, be a part of, my children's life in that aspect, and just ways that you want to showcase, your sports, and then how that translate into a fan, right? So, that kind of concept of, collecting other cards or people that you're interested in, looking back at your youth or your high schools or colleges you went to see who's there now. So
Yeah.
that's also the part that we're excited about. We truly see this as, that your athletic career and fan, interest, that all kind of go into one, that we're excited about. So,
Well,
and the
excited
one
to.
specific example is like, there's things like, right, like Triathlon USA, where, majority of their athletes are over the age of, um, 35, that are competing, regularly and around the world.
My bro, I have some Ironman friends and some
There we go. Iron Man.
people
Yeah.
playing some pickleball. So I think
Yeah.
it could be interesting, the road that those sports and athletes take moving forward. Check out Trophecase. Is it trophecase.com?
Yep.
Spell that for us, because I know it's not.
Trophecase.com. So it's TROPHE case, CASE.com.
Trophy with an E. And we're going to get you out of the Wolff Den the same way we let everyone go. You can spend a day with anyone in the world. They have to be alive, and you can't be related to them. Who would you choose, and what would you guys do?
It's a good one. I would go with, so many thoughts going through my head right
doesn't
now.
have to be in the
It's hard
sports world, but certainly
Yeah.
there's great sports choices.
And they have to be alive.
They have to be alive. Otherwise, yeah, we've done some outreach. I always say, if you have enough money, you can make anything happen. But hopefully, Ticket Time Machine will get to that level where we can have some events with the people that were chosen and get them to meet the people they wanted to.
Yeah, no, I would definitely go with Derek Jeter.
Jeter. Yeah, Jeter, interesting.
Has that already been chosen before?
Derek Jeter has not been chosen. So we're on episode 185 or 6, and he has not been chosen, I don't believe. I'm pretty sure he hasn't. But it's a great choice, man. Jeter, a lot to do and hang out with, and just figuring out his lifestyle, and man, all the becoming a GM and then leaving, right? I think he's taking a step back now with the Marlins. But man, the world is his. He can do whatever he wants, and that's a pretty good choice. So
I was gonna say Tom Brady, but now I know he's busy because he's going back to the NFL. So
I feel like Brady was chosen, but I got to go back and look. I kept the log, and then I got lazy with it and didn't keep the. I got to go back. We're gonna have interns working on the Wolff Den this summer, so we're gonna get a good idea.
Well, and if we can get them both, we can go out and golf, all four of us, right?
If you got enough money, we can make any of this happen. Someone told me Roger Federer is like $1 million. You could spend 24 hours with him, or something. Maybe it's 2 million. I don't even know. You do whatever you want, and they start the timer the second he comes in, and then it ends 24 hours from there. But
yeah, it's interesting. I won't mention any names or anything, but yeah, there's been the price tags can be high even for a meeting.
Yep, yeah, they're high for meetings. I get
or for an Instagram post that's upwards of $1 million, or at least over 100,000. So we've heard it all, and
we've had famous people on the Wolff Den. We've had professional athletes, Hall of Famers, Olympians, authors, magicians, artists, singers. And I had someone, when I asked them if they want to be on, he said, well, it's a $5,000 fee for them to come on. And I said, no thanks. We don't need to pay people to come on the Wolff Den. I understand that people get paid for their appearance, and that's great. We just feel like we have an audience, and no matter how popular or well-known you are, there's people in our audience who've never heard of you. And you have a platform to share what you're doing on and working on to a new audience. So we appreciate your time here. Looking forward to seeing what Trophecase comes up with and how Ticket Time Machine can get involved. I'm sure there's something there. And I'll continue to tell some of my people to put up a profile. And we'll get you back on the Wolff Den maybe next year and see where you guys are at.
Yeah, that sounds great, Matt. I really appreciate the time, the interest, and the feedback. It's been great. Thank you, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we got another episode tomorrow live from we're here at the bowl season annual meetings in Orlando. So we will tune in tomorrow and have a great night. Have a great day. We'll talk to you guys soon.
All right. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Hunter. Bye.